If there's one important thing you should know about gaming online, you should not be toxic. I learned a very valuable lesson after the incident. If you don't know what I'm talking about, I'll tell you what happened, and it still leaves me in terror till this day. I hope you will also learn a lesson from this story so you won't get intoxicated. Back in the day when Garden Warfare 2 was released, I was a really toxic person. Pretty much explains why I was a school bully back in middle school. I feel pretty bad for all the kids I bullied, but anyway, let's get back to the story. I wasn't toxic for no reason, but the reason I became toxic to somebody online is when I get 3 kills on the same enemy, or if my teammates are so bad at playing that they are playing like a complete asshole. I would get on the voice chat in-game and be super rude and shout at them cause they were so bad. Not to mention I'm really good at the game, but if my teammates are bad, it probably explains why I lose matches. And to be honest, I've been toxic online for like about 2 years or so. One day, which was the day I finally stopped being toxic in my life, I hit Garden Warfare 2 as usual to hit some Garden Ops matches. There was this one random player though, that played so badly that I was literally raging. We didn't even survive for 10 rounds based on how he was playing. I yelled at him over the voice chat mic, "You're playing so badly. What's wrong with you? Why buy and play a game that you're so bad at, you idiot?" Then I left the game and started another match. And well, speak of the devil, out of the 3 randoms, he was back again. I told him on the mic, "Dude, if you're here to make us lose again, then frick off. Stop letting us lose. In fact, this game is not meant for noobs like you. Garden Warfare was supposed to be fun and smooth if it wasn't for you." Even though I've been toxic to him, he never left the game and continued playing badly, causing us to lose. My 3rd Garden Ops match, he was still there again. I couldn't take it anymore, so I just left the game and wanted to shut off my console when I saw him on my friends list. Keep in mind that I did not send him a friend request nor accepted any friend request. I played another Garden Ops match hoping he wouldn't join my game, and what do you know, he was in my team again. I asked him, "If this is a practical joke or troll and you wanna annoy the freaking crap out of me, please stop and leave." To my surprise, his mic caught on and he said in a silent whisper, "You wouldn't wanna be toxic to me, would you?" I tried to respond. Not long after that, he said, "You should not have been toxic, my friend. Now I will be the one who's toxic to you." Then he left the game. We got the win finally on the Garden Ops match without him, and I unplugged my console, and then I was ready to play again tonight. It was 7 p.m. then. I came back after a party with my friends. I got back home, hit my Xbox, and headed for some more Garden Ops matches. As I entered a Garden Ops match, he was there again. I was pissed off, as if he was always online trying to annoy the crap out of me as I log on to Garden Warfare 2. I switched on my mic, but he switched on his mic first, and he told me in an eerie whisper, "Now you will feel how it's like to be intoxicated." Then, he left the game immediately. I was creeped out on base of the tone of his voice, but on the other hand, I just brushed it off thinking that person wanted to get me back for me being toxic. I was on fire that night, winning so many Garden Ops matches I played. I must have played for 2 hours straight, so I shut down my Xbox, and all of a sudden, the power went out. My parents weren't home at that time, so I called them asking for help. They were at a very important meeting and they said they would come home around midnight, so they left me some food to eat just in case I got hungry. They told me we had a backup generator in the basement just in case power cuts out, and I had to fiddle with the buttons and mechanics to get it working. I got my phone flashlight and walked out of my room to go downstairs. As I opened the door, I sniffed the air, and it smelled like a very smelly gas. And I'm not talking about trash smells, cause based on what I smelled that day, it smelled even worse than trash, and I definitely took a shower when I came back. I slowly opened the door to creep downstairs to see what was making that smell when I froze in my tracks. There was someone standing in front of me with a gas mask and a black jacket. I noticed a foul odor was coming from him, and I realized that he was wearing bits of a decomposed human corpse on him. I tried to move, but the stench was unbearable, and it had me frozen in horror. What kind of morbid-minded person would do such a thing? The masked figure pushed me backwards towards my room, along with a gas bomb that released toxic gas that filled my room with me in it. That person was trying to suffocate me. I tried to run out, but the masked figure whispered, "This is what it feels like to be intoxicated in your own toxic." as he closed the door. I could have opened the door, but there was too much gas filling the room, weakening and poisoning me. With one final glimpse, I fell onto the floor, passed out. I woke up hours later and the power was back on. I got up to my feet and my mom was standing in front of me. She asked me what I was doing, passed out onto the floor, and I told her in shock that someone broke into our house and tried to intoxicate me with gas. My mom told me to snap out of it because no one broke into our house and there was no bad smell or toxic smell at all. Then she told me I must have been playing too much video games and told me to stop playing and get off for the night. I ran to my Xbox to see if that person I was toxic to was still in my friends list, but he wasn't there. I checked for his profile, but he couldn't be found, almost as if he didn't exist at all. What if all that was a dream to teach me a lesson not to be toxic? But I swear to God that it was not a dream. Everything was real. I think I'm going crazy. My mom and my parents think I'm going crazy, which is why I'm here at therapy today, doc. I think this is something we all should know, even though you believe or not believe my story. You shouldn't be toxic, because it could lead to serious consequences other than player reports. I will never forget the masked man, the person who tried to intoxicate me in my own toxic.